Imagine opening the creaking door of a forgotten barn and discovering a dust-covered machine that once symbolized speed, freedom, and American ambition. Beneath decades of dirt and neglect sits a 1967 Chevrolet Camaro RS SS, its faded paint barely hinting at the glory it once carried. At first glance, it looks like just another abandoned classic. Yet hidden within its rusted body panels and silent engine is a remarkable story, one that began during one of the most competitive battles in automotive history and would eventually lead to an extraordinary restoration journey. The mid-1960s were a transformative period for the American automobile industry. Young buyers were becoming a powerful force in the marketplace, and automakers were racing to capture their attention. The launch of the Ford Mustang on April 17, 1964, shocked the industry and created an entirely new category that would soon become known as the pony car. Mustang sales exploded beyond expectations, generating excitement, admiration, and anticipation throughout the country. General Motors quickly realized that Chevrolet needed a serious competitor. Behind closed doors, Chevrolet engineers and designers began working on a new project. Their mission was straightforward but challenging: create a car that could rival the Mustang while offering its own unique identity. The development team focused on blending sporty styling, performance potential, and everyday practicality into one attractive package. Months of testing, design revisions, and engineering refinements followed as the new car slowly took shape. Finally, on September 26, 1966, Chevrolet officially introduced the Camaro as a 1967 model. Curiosity spread rapidly among enthusiasts eager to see Chevrolet's answer to Ford's runaway success. The company even joked that a Camaro was a small, vicious animal that eats Mustangs, creating excitement and conversation throughout the automotive world. Whether people believed the humorous explanation or not, the unusual name instantly captured public attention. The new Camaro featured clean, athletic styling that projected confidence from every angle. Its long hood, short rear deck, and aggressive stance perfectly reflected the spirit of the era. Unlike many cars of the period, the Camaro appeared equally comfortable cruising city streets or charging down a drag strip. The design created an immediate emotional connection with buyers who wanted something youthful, powerful, and distinctly American. Chevrolet offered an impressive range of options, allowing customers to personalize their cars to suit individual tastes and budgets. Buyers could choose economical six-cylinder engines or powerful V8 combinations, capable of transforming the Camaro into a serious performance machine. This flexibility became one of the car's greatest strengths and contributed significantly to its popularity. Among the most desirable configurations was the Rally Sport package, commonly known as the RS. This option introduced distinctive styling elements including hidden headlights, revised taillights, unique trim, and special exterior details. The hidden headlights, concealed behind vacuum-operated doors, gave the Camaro an especially sophisticated and mysterious appearance. When illuminated at night, they created a dramatic effect that left a lasting impression on admirers. Equally exciting was the Super Sport package, known as the SS. This performance-oriented option delivered upgraded power, suspension enhancements, and visual cues that signaled the car's capabilities. Buyers could select powerful V8 engines, including the respected 350 cubic inch and formidable 396 cubic inch powerplants. The SS transformed the Camaro from a stylish pony car into a legitimate muscle machine. For enthusiasts fortunate enough to order both packages together, the result was the legendary RS SS Camaro. Combining aggressive performance with upscale styling, the RS SS represented one of the most desirable versions of Chevrolet's new pony car. Pride of ownership came naturally to those who drove one, and admiration followed wherever the cars appeared. As 1967 progressed, Camaro sales grew steadily. Showrooms attracted crowds eager to experience Chevrolet's newest performance offering. Automotive magazines praised its styling and driving dynamics. Young drivers dreamed of owning one, while racers recognized its potential on tracks and drag strips across America. Years passed. The muscle car era rose and fell. Fuel crises changed consumer priorities. Countless Camaros disappeared through accidents, neglect, or simple passage of time. Some survived in pristine condition, while others slowly faded from public view. Then decades later, one particular RS emerged from obscurity. Hidden inside a weathered barn on a rural property sat a genuine 1967 Camaro RS. Layers of dust covered every surface. The tires had long since gone flat. Rust crept along the lower body panels. The once proud interior showed signs of years of abandonment. Yet beneath the deterioration remained something extraordinary. The trim tag was still intact. Many original components remained in place. The distinctive RS hidden headlight system survived, and evidence suggested that this was no ordinary Camaro. The discovery sparked immediate curiosity and excitement. Could this forgotten muscle car be saved? Was it worth the immense effort and expense restoration would require? Most importantly, could the car's original spirit be brought back to life after decades of silence? As the decision was made to rescue the neglected RSS, a new chapter began, one filled with challenges, setbacks, determination, and the promise of witnessing an American legend rise again. The moment the decision was made to save the 1967 Chevrolet Camaro RS, the reality of the challenge quickly became apparent. What had looked like a promising restoration candidate from a distance revealed decades of wear and neglect upon closer inspection. Yet beneath every layer of rust, dust, and deterioration remained the unmistakable silhouette of one of Chevrolet's most celebrated muscle cars. The restoration would not simply be a mechanical project. It would become a journey filled with determination, surprises, setbacks, and moments of genuine excitement. The first thorough inspection revealed the effects of years spent sitting idle. Rust had attacked the lower quarter panels, floor pans, trunk floor, and sections of the rear body structure. Moisture had found its way into nearly every vulnerable area. The once glossy paint had faded into a dull, weathered surface that barely reflected its original color. Small dents and scratches told stories of a life lived long before the car disappeared into storage. Opening the driver's door revealed an interior frozen in time. The seat upholstery was cracked and brittle. The carpet had deteriorated from years of exposure to moisture and temperature changes. The dashboard showed signs of age, while various trim pieces had become worn or damaged. Yet despite the decay, there was something fascinating about seeing so many original components still present. Every surviving detail offered clues about the Camaro's past and provided valuable guidance for the restoration ahead. Before turning a single wrench, the restoration team carefully documented every part of the vehicle. Hundreds of photographs were taken. Factory markings, trim codes, casting numbers, and assembly details were recorded. This step required patience, but it would later prove invaluable when the time came to reassemble the car accurately. Preserving authenticity became one of the project's most important goals. The disassembly process began slowly. Bumpers, trim pieces, glass, interior components, and body panels were removed and carefully labeled. As the Camaro came apart piece by piece, hidden problems emerged. Corrosion extended deeper into certain areas than originally expected. Previous repairs, performed many years earlier, revealed questionable workmanship. What initially appeared to be a straightforward restoration gradually evolved into a much larger undertaking. With the body stripped down, the true condition of the structure became visible. Extensive rust repair was required. Damaged metal sections were carefully cut away and replaced with new panels. Skilled craftsmen spent countless hours measuring, welding, grinding, and aligning components to restore the Camaro's original shape. Each repaired section brought a renewed sense of anticipation. Slowly, the body began to resemble the proud muscle car it had once been. Meanwhile, attention turned toward the drivetrain. The engine had not run in decades. Years of inactivity had left internal components worn and contaminated. The engine was removed and completely disassembled for inspection. Cylinder walls, bearings, pistons, and valvetrain components all showed signs of age. Yet remarkably, the core structure remained salvageable. The rebuilding process demanded precision and expertise. Every component was inspected, cleaned, repaired, or replaced as necessary. The crankshaft was carefully machined. New bearings and piston rings were installed. Cylinder heads were rebuilt to factory specifications. Piece by piece, the V8 engine was transformed from a silent relic into a machine capable of producing the power and excitement that had made the Camaro famous. The transmission received similar attention. Years of wear had affected seals, bearings, and internal components. A complete overhaul restored smooth operation and reliability. The rear differential was inspected and rebuilt, ensuring that power would once again reach the pavement as Chevrolet originally intended. The suspension system required extensive work as well. Aging bushings, worn ball joints, tired springs, and deteriorated shock absorbers had compromised the car's handling. New components restored the chassis while maintaining the driving characteristics that enthusiasts expected from a properly restored 1967 Camaro RS. Braking systems often become major concerns on long-dormant vehicles, and this Camaro was no exception. Corroded lines, aging cylinders, and worn hardware demanded a complete restoration. Every component was rebuilt or replaced, providing the confidence needed for future road use. One of the most challenging aspects of the project involved locating authentic RSS components. The distinctive hidden headlight system required careful restoration. Original trim pieces, badges, moldings, and specialized hardware were sourced through collectors, swap meets, restoration suppliers, and enthusiast networks. Each successful discovery brought renewed admiration for the dedication required to preserve automotive history. Months gradually turned into years. The Camaro slowly evolved from a neglected shell into a recognizable automobile once again. Freshly restored components returned to their original locations. The body stood straight and solid. The chassis looked factory fresh. The rebuilt drivetrain waited patiently for its return to service. Finally, after countless hours of labor, research, and perseverance, one of the most anticipated moments of the entire journey arrived. The restored engine sat securely in the engine bay. Fluids had been added. Electrical connections were completed. Fuel lines were checked one final time. For the first time in decades, everything was ready. Only one step remained before the Camaro could awaken from its long sleep. The key would soon turn, the starter would engage, and everyone gathered around the car would discover whether years of dedication had truly brought this American legend back to life. The final stage of the restoration journey arrived with a mixture of anticipation, excitement, and nervous energy. After countless hours spent repairing rust, rebuilding mechanical components, and searching for authentic parts, the 1967 Chevrolet Camaro RS was finally beginning to resemble the legendary muscle car that had rolled out of a Chevrolet assembly plant nearly 6 decades earlier. What had once been a forgotten relic hidden beneath dust and decay was now preparing for its return to the road. The bodywork entered its most critical phase as technicians focused on achieving factory-correct panel alignment and surface preparation. Every gap between the doors, fenders, hood, and trunk was carefully adjusted. Tiny imperfections were corrected through meticulous sanding and finishing. This stage demanded extraordinary patience because the quality of the paintwork would ultimately define the visual impact of the completed restoration. When the time came for paint, the transformation was remarkable. Layer by layer, the Camaro received its new finish. The color, carefully matched to factory specifications, gradually brought the car's personality back to life. Under bright lights, the smooth body panels reflected a level of craftsmanship that inspired admiration from everyone involved. The once faded shell now possessed the same visual drama that had captivated buyers in 1967. Attention then shifted to the distinctive details that separated an ordinary Camaro from a true RSSS. The Rally Sport hidden headlight system was restored and adjusted with great care. These vacuum-operated doors had become one of the car's most recognizable features. Watching them open and close smoothly after decades of inactivity created a sense of pride that only dedicated restorers could fully appreciate. The Super Sport components received equal attention. Correct badging, trim pieces, hood details, and exterior accents were installed according to factory specifications. Every emblem served as a reminder of the performance heritage that made the RSSS one of the most desirable Camaro combinations ever produced. Inside the cabin, the restoration continued with the same commitment to authenticity. New upholstery replicated the original materials and patterns. Fresh carpeting transformed the interior atmosphere. The dashboard, gauges, steering wheel, and trim pieces were restored to their proper appearance. Sitting behind the wheel once again felt like stepping back into the late 1960s. The scent of new materials mixed with the unmistakable character of a classic American muscle car. Authenticity remained a constant focus throughout the process. The trim tag and identification numbers were carefully verified. Matching numbers components added historical significance and collector appeal. While not every restored Camaro retains all of its original parts, preserving factory-correct details whenever possible helps maintain the vehicle's connection to its past. This attention to detail often separates a good restoration from an exceptional one. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. With the Camaro fully assembled, fluids checked, and final inspections completed, the key was inserted into the ignition. A small crowd gathered around the car. Months of effort, unexpected setbacks, financial investment, and determination had all led to this single moment. The key turned. The starter engaged. For a brief second, silence seemed to stretch endlessly. Then the freshly rebuilt V8 roared to life. The sound filled the workshop with an energy that words can scarcely capture. The deep exhaust note echoed against the walls as decades of silence disappeared instantly. Excitement spread through the room. Smiles appeared. Some simply stood and listened. Others admired the sight of the engine running smoothly for the first time in many years. It was more than a mechanical success. It was the revival of a piece of automotive history. The first road test soon followed. As the Camaro rolled onto open pavement, every mile confirmed that the years of work had been worthwhile. The steering felt responsive. The suspension performed as intended. The engine delivered the power and character that had made the RSSS famous during the height of the muscle car era. For the driver, each acceleration brought a wave of nostalgia, admiration, and satisfaction. Today, restored 1967 Camaro RSSS models remain among the most respected and valuable American muscle cars. Well-documented examples often attract strong interest from collectors, while matching numbers cars can command significant prices at auctions and private sales. Yet their true value extends beyond money. The restoration of a 1967 Chevrolet Camaro RS represents something larger than rebuilding an old automobile. It preserves craftsmanship, engineering, and a unique chapter of American culture. Each restored Camaro serves as a bridge between generations, allowing younger enthusiasts to experience the excitement that defined the muscle car revolution. As this particular RSSS cruises down the highway once again, its polished body reflecting the sunlight and its V8 rumbling confidently beneath the hood, it stands as proof that history does not have to fade away. With dedication, skill, and determination, even a forgotten classic can return to life, and continue inspiring admiration for decades to come.